Hello students, welcome to the chemistry class. So students, today we are going to start our new chapter, electrochemistry. Electrochemistry is the study of generation of electricity by the help of energy released during spontaneous chemical reaction, and also we study about conduction of non-spontaneous chemical reaction by the help of electricity. In this chapter, we are going to study about two types of cells. First, electrochemical cell, and second, electrolytic cell. Here, electrochemical cell converts chemical energy into electrical energy. On the other hand, electrolytic cell converts electrical energy into chemical energy. This chapter is of lot of practical importance because most of the reactive elements like sodium, potassium, calcium and the compounds like sodium carbonate, sodium hydroxide, sodium bicarbonate, they are obtained by electrolytic process. Also the batteries, dry cells, fuel cells which we are used, they are electrochemical cell. So first let us start with electrochemical cell. Electrochemical cell is the device in which redox reaction is carried and the decrease in free energy appear as electrical energy. It is also known as galvanic cell or voltaic cell. Let us take an example of zinc copper electrochemical cell. Here we take zinc sulfate and copper sulfate solution, aqueous solution of zinc sulfate and copper sulfate in two different beakers. Right? A zinc rod is dipped in zinc sulfate solution and a copper rod is dipped in copper sulfate solution. Both the electrodes, zinc rod and copper rod are connected a wire and galvanometer along with the switch. The two electrolytic solutions are connected through a salt bridge. Here, salt bridge is a U-shaped tube which filled with potassium chloride or potassium nitride with agar-agar. Now, the two main function of salt bridge is that salt bridge it completes the inner circuit and maintains the electrical neutrality of the two solutions. On seeing the electrochemical cell, we will record following observation. First, we will see that galvanometer is giving deflection towards left side. It means current is flowing from copper rod to zinc rod. Or we can say that electrons are moving from zinc rod to copper rod. Also we will see that zinc rod will lose its weight and copper rod will gain its weight. The concentration of zinc ion is in zinc sulfate solution will increase and the concentration of copper ion in copper sulfate solution will decrease. So these all will be our observation. So we will see here as the electrochemical cell will be set up, then in the left hand side, that is oxidation half cell. We will take zinc as it has more tendency to oxidize. So here at anode, zinc atom from the zinc rod, they will lose the electrons and they will come in solution and they will come in solution in the form of zinc ion, right? Zinc ion. As a result, concentration of zinc ion in the solution will increase, and these electrons will get accumulated over the rod. Same way, at cathode, copper ion from the solution they will move towards rod. They will take electrons from the rod and they will get posted as copper rod. As the result, the concentration of copper ion in the solution will decrease. One more, we will see here that in the anode part, the concentration of zinc ion increasing in the solution, as result, and the electron are accumulated over the rod, so the rod will gain negative polarity. So the potential difference will develop between electrode and electrolyte. Same way, here we will see that solution is losing copper ion and solution will develop negative polarity and the rod will develop positive polarity. So here also a potential difference will be developed between electrode and electrolyte. So this potential difference which is developed between electrode and electrolyte, electrode and electrolyte is known as electrode potential. And if the concentration of solution is 1 molar and the temperature is 298 Kelvin, that is standard state, then electrode potential between electrode and electrolyte is known as standard electrode potential. Right? Now we will see how to determine standard electrode potential. So it is clear that due to oxidation reaction at anode and reduction reaction at cathode, zinc rod has developed negative polarity. And copper rod has developed positive polarity. So a potential difference is developed between these two electrodes, right? Developed between two electrodes also. So the potential difference between two electrodes in an open circuit is known as cell potential or standard EMF. When the cell is in standard state, that is 1 molar concentration and 298 Kelvin temperature, right? So if we connect the two electrodes through a wire and a galvanometer, we will see the electrons will start moving from zinc rod to copper rod. As a result, current flows from opposite direction. It means copper rod to zinc rod. Now we can see the complete reaction of the process. Complete overall reaction can be written as zinc atom plus copper ion gives zinc ion plus copper. So this is the overall reaction of zinc copper electrochemical cell. A cell can also be represented in the following way. So let's see cell representation. On the left hand side, students, on the left hand side we will write the oxidation half cell, and on the right hand side we will write the reduction half cell. In oxidation half cell, zinc is getting oxidized to zinc ion. So this will be written as zinc vertical line zinc ion. On the other hand, in reduction half cell, copper ion is getting reduced to copper ion. Copper ion is getting reduced to copper atom. Both the half cell are separated by two vertical lines which is representing salt bridge. So this is the pattern of cell representation. Now we can also calculate the value standard EMF or standard cell potential. Standard EMF of any cell can be calculated by taking the difference of two electrode. E naught cell EMF is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Here E naught cathode means standard electrode potential of cathode minus standard electrode potential of anode. So students, using this formula we can calculate standard cell potential or standard EMF. But before we calculate standard electrode potential, we shall know how to calculate and how to determine the standard electrode potential of each electrode. So we will discuss this topic in our next video. So students, now our one topic is completed here. Okay, I hope this topic will be easily clear to you. See you in our next class. Bye bye.